One of our favorite things to do on this channel is to look into the great mysteries of history. We know you love ancient mysteries too, and that's why we are always putting together new videos like this one, full of wonders from long ago and riddles that remain unsolved. Let's get started. Some controversy surrounds the authenticity of this first feature, but we'll report it at face value. If the scientists and researchers of Bulgaria are correct about this discovery, then the very first golden treasure in history was created in northeast Bulgaria by the Varna people and is approximately 7,000 years old. That would not only make this the world's oldest human-made gold, but it would also give the Varna a strong claim to being the oldest of all the European civilizations. The collection of gold treasures is diverse, including beads, animal designs, rings, and necklaces. The stories say that the whole collection was found by chance during the late 1970s when a cannery was being built in the region, and 22-year-old Rayo Marinov picked them up with his excavator. He stored them in a shoebox for a few days before taking them to local archaeologists. That qualified him for a financial reward equivalent to several times his monthly salary. Perhaps the most surprising object in the whole collection is a golden boomerang, which buries the idea that the device is an Australian invention. Beneath the bustling streets and the high-value properties of San Francisco's financial district lies a forgotten maritime graveyard dating back to the mid-1800s. This intriguing piece of history was unearthed in 1994 during the construction of a new light rail tunnel, where workers stumbled upon a massive ship named the Rome. The discovery led to the revelation that the foundations of modern San Francisco rest upon hundreds of old wooden ships left abandoned by gold rush prospectors. Originally brought to frenzy by the 1848 gold rush, these vessels were deserted as their crews succumbed to gold fever, leaving the ships to clutter San Francisco Bay. The solution to the congestion and lack of land was innovative. Plots of bay water were sold with the condition that they be converted into new land, leading to ships being intentionally run aground and repurposed as part of the city's infrastructure, forming makeshift hotels, bars, and warehouses. However, the Great Fire of 1851 led to many of these ships being engulfed in flames and subsequently buried beneath rubble as the city rebuilt. As a result, today, between 40 to 70 ships are believed to form the subterranean layer beneath San Francisco's skyscrapers, silently holding up one of the world's most valuable patches of land. In an extraordinary discovery that has stirred the imaginations of wine enthusiasts and historians alike, a cache of 170-year-old champagne has been retrieved from a Baltic Sea shipwreck near Finland. Imagine the scene. Divers in 2010 stumbled across a sunken trade schooner 160 feet beneath the waves, its cargo intact, revealing 168 bottles of French champagne. This find wasn't just about salvaging bottles. It opened a bubbly window into the past, showing us the tastes and techniques of 19th century winemaking. Now, here's the bit that's caught everyone's fancy. When first tasted, this underwater nectar began with rather peculiar notes. Think wet hair and cheesy. Not exactly what you'd expect from a premium vintage, right? But hold on, because once it breathed a bit, this age-old bubbly transformed, revealing complex, spicy, and smoky flavors. It's like a time capsule of taste, with hints that it might have been bound for the Germanic Confederation, given its sugar content, a clue to its intended destination, pieced together from the sweet preferences of different regions back in the day. This intriguing tale not only adds a splash of history to our wine glasses, but also suggests the ocean might be the next big thing in wine aging. Imagine stumbling upon butter that's not just a few months old, but millennia. That's exactly what's been unearthed from the peat bogs of Ireland. For years, people have been finding chunks of so-called bog butter, mysterious yellow globs buried long ago. The intrigue? These weren't just random deposits. They were dairy, ancient butter, buried deep within the earth, dating all the way back to the Bronze Age, around 1700 BCE. Researchers delving into this culinary mystery have used stable isotope analysis to confirm that, indeed, these were not your average dairy products, but ancient culinary artifacts, some nearly 2,325 years old. weighing almost 30 pounds. But why would anyone bury butter? The theories are as fascinating as the find itself. Some suggest these bogs served as ancient refrigerators, preserving the dairy in cool, oxygen-poor conditions, perhaps even enhancing its flavor through unique chemical reactions, turning this into an early form of food processing. Others reckon there might have been a ritual aspect to it, akin to the burial of precious items like gold or weapons. What's undeniable, however, is the testament these buttery time capsules pay to Ireland's long-standing dairy traditions. Now we dive into a tale from the depths where maritime history and brewing heritage converge to uncork a story like no other. The rediscovery of the world's oldest beer, sourced from the 1797 shipwreck of the merchantman Sydney Cove. This ship, setting sail from Calcutta to Port Jackson, met its fate near Preservation Island, taking with it a cargo full of alcohol meant for the thirsty colony of Port Jackson. Lost to the sands of time, the cargo remained hidden until 1977, preserving bottles that held a secret for centuries. The real twist in this tale came when scientists, led by David Thorogood, delved into these time capsule beverages, particularly focusing on the beer. Using state-of-the-art DNA technology, the team resurrected a 220-year-old yeast, Brettanomyces, a relic from brewing's bygone era. This wasn't just a recovery mission, it was a resurrection. The researchers managed to brew beer from this ancient yeast, offering a sip of history, a flavor not experienced for 2 centuries. The Queen Victoria Museum's project not only adds a frothy chapter to our understanding of historical brewing practices, but also presents a tantalizing possibility: the revival of ancient beers, giving us a taste of bygone eras. Imagine standing in the awe-inspiring Bamiyan Valley, gazing up at the colossal Buddhas that once graced the cliffs with their serene presence. These towering figures, carved into the mountainside over 1,500 years ago, were a testament to the rich cultural heritage of the region. The Buddhas of Bamiyan, located in present-day Afghanistan, stood as magnificent symbols of Buddhism's influence along the ancient Silk Road. One stood at a staggering height of 160 feet, while the other reached an impressive 120 feet. These majestic statues, adorned with vibrant colors and intricate details, were marvels of artistry and devotion. They witnessed the rise and fall of empires, the passage of time, and the ebb and flow of human history. Tragically, their legacy was shattered in 2001 when they were targeted and destroyed by the hands of ignorance and intolerance, the terrorist cowards of the local Taliban, who ordered their destruction. Despite their physical absence, the spirit of the Buddhas of Bamiyan endures, reminding us of the enduring power of art, faith, and the need to protect and cherish our shared cultural heritage. Restoration projects have been discussed but have thus far come to nothing. In a fascinating twist of history meeting modern technology, scientists are on the cusp of unlocking ancient secrets preserved by the catastrophic eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 79 CE. The tragic event that sealed the fate of Pompeii and Herculaneum also left behind a unique legacy: charred scrolls containing potentially invaluable literary works. These scrolls have been a mystery for centuries, as their fragile, carbonized state made them unreadable by traditional means. Enter the 21st century, where high-energy X-rays and artificial intelligence could change the game. Led by Professor Brent Seals, a team is pioneering an innovative approach to virtually unravel these precious artifacts without physically opening them, thus preserving their integrity. The process involves machine learning algorithms trained on visible fragments of scrolls, which then predict the layout of text hidden within intact scrolls. This revolutionary method not only holds the promise of revealing texts that have not been seen in over 2 millennia, but also represents a significant leap forward in the field of archaeological preservation. The scrolls could contain unknown works of Greek philosophy, Latin literature, or even previously lost historical texts. At the Upward Sun River site in central Alaska, archaeologists made an intriguing discovery that shines a light on Ice Age death rituals. The find included the fragile skeletons of 2 infants buried beneath the cremated remains of a 3-year-old child. These remains, dating back 11,500 years, represent the youngest known individuals from this period to receive burial treatment in North America. This revelation provides valuable insights into the social and cultural practices of Ice Age communities, particularly their treatment of the youngest among them. The site, originally discovered during excavations, revealed a double infant burial beneath a layer of red ochre, suggesting a ritualistic element to the burial practices of the time. The grave contained not only human remains, but also a prehistoric hunting toolkit, offering a glimpse into the life and priorities of the Ice Age people. The presence of stone-made bifaces, dart or spear points, and antler foreshafts decorated with geometric incisions alongside the infants indicates the significance of terrestrial hunting to these ancient communities. The contrasting burial treatments of the infants and the older child, as well as the inclusion of significant grave goods, hint at a complex societal structure with distinct rituals and beliefs surrounding death and the afterlife. Take a good look at the Lycurgus cup. Is it green or is it red? Actually, it's both. The color you see depends on what angle you look at it from and what direction the light that hits it comes from. The stunning visual effect is due to the fact that microscopic particles of gold and silver were added during the glass-making stage. The particles are only 50 nanometers in diameter, so we can say that the Romans invented nanotechnology. As each particle is 1,000 times smaller than the average grain of salt, we have no idea how the Roman genius responsible for the invention of this cup was able to work with them. They certainly didn't have a microscope for assistance 1,600 years ago. The chances of the particles getting into the mix by accident are non-existent, so whoever made this beautiful decorative glass knew exactly what they were doing. They might have been the only person in the Roman Empire who did, though. Nothing like this has ever been found anywhere else within former Roman territories. Deep in the heart of Østfold, Norway, the Hun burial site offers a window into a fascinating overlap of history, where Viking and Roman eras intersect. Researchers at this site, laden with over 145 visible burial mounds, stumbled upon an intriguing pattern. Vikings, those notorious seafarers of the past, appear to have deliberately mirrored their burial practices on those from the Roman period. This imitation wasn't a haphazard affair. It was a selective homage crafted with precision and meaning, bridging a gap of some 700 years. The most compelling aspect of this discovery is how the Vikings differentiated between the recent and distant past, opting to connect with the Roman era through their burial rituals. The Vikings recreated Roman graves, such as the notable Stora Vikingagrav, with remarkable detail, suggesting a nuanced understanding of their own history and heritage. This was not merely an effort to imitate, it was an attempt to forge a connection by a glorified past, possibly to enhance their social identity and self-perception. By adopting Roman burial elements, the Vikings may have been articulating their own place in the world, underlining a fascinating blend of reverence, aspiration, and cultural identity. A team of archaeologists from the University of Bristol in England have proposed a fascinating new theory regarding the enigmatic stone spheres found at ancient settlements throughout the Aegean and Mediterranean regions. They suggest that these spheres could potentially be playing pieces from one of the earliest board games ever discovered. The spheres, ranging from 4,500 to 3,600 years old and smaller than golf balls, have been found in various colors and made from different materials. The researchers conducted a comprehensive analysis of approximately 700 stones from the Bronze Age town of Akrotiri on the island of Santorini. They identified two major clusters of stones, indicating that they were likely used as counters for a board game. Stone slabs with shallow cup marks were also discovered, suggesting that the spheres could have been placed on or around them. The researchers plan to further investigate the cup marks on the slabs and explore the potential association between the spheres and slabs. They also intend to employ artificial intelligence techniques to gain insights into the gameplay itself. If confirmed, these stone spheres would represent one of the earliest examples of board game pieces, joining similar examples from the Levant and Egypt. If you're unwell, your doctor might prescribe you a course of medicinal pills to treat your illness. Most of us probably think of pills as a relatively modern form of medicine, but that's not the case. Here are some ancient Roman medicinal pills from inside a 2,000-year-old shipwreck. The vessel, known as the Relitto del Pozzino, sank close to the Tuscan coast and was rediscovered in 2017. It's in such good condition that divers have been able to retrieve some of its cargo, including these tiny pills and the sealed tin that's protected them for so many centuries. The pills were found inside a medicine chest, which also contained a surgeon's hook and more than 100 drug vials. The pills have been analyzed in a lab to determine their content. They were found to be made of iron oxide, beeswax, starch, pine resin, and zinc. Based on that, scientists believe they were intended as a form of eye medicine. Rather than being swallowed, the pills would be rubbed beneath the eyes and absorbed by the skin. They probably weren't an especially effective treatment for most eye conditions, but they were better than nothing. Subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and enjoy watching new videos on my channel. Thanks for watching, and see you soon!